Hello and welcome back to another episode of Part 2, The Sequel Continued, a show where we watch a movie, discuss it, and conceptualize a sequel that no one asked for. My name is Jet, I'll be your producer for this episode, joined by my co-hosts.
I'm Xavier.
I am Roger.
I'm so glad to be here. I am hosting this one. I'm so excited. This is my first hosting gig so far. Sorry, producer gig. Let me put on the shades.
There you go.
Today, chosen by the audience, we have chosen to watch Snakes on a Plane, a seminal work of clickbait fiction that I'm so excited to sequelize here on the show.
I do want to first and foremost shame all of you. I don't know how much of the audience that vote in the polls actually listen to the episodes, but this is me for shaming you. We had the opportunity to make a sequel to True Grit. You chose Snakes on a Plane.
Roger, have you seen True Grit?
I haven't seen the new True Grit. I wanted to watch it.
And just watch it, although I'm pretty sure I've only ever seen that movie when it came out in theaters, but I'm not 100% sure on the sequelization factor of that one.
I have only watched the classic True Grit, the old school Western.
Oh, John Wayne.
Yeah. I haven't seen the newer one. But hey, all of these ones, they can end up back in the running in future episodes. So if you missed one, do not fret. Just keep your eyes on the polls.
So, Jet, this movie was your idea, right?
Yeah.
Was this your first time watching it?
Yes, I had never seen it before.
And how do you feel?
Ill?
Wait, when did you watch it?
Today.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I feel okay physically despite it. But I mean, I didn't hate it.
I remember when the movie first came out. I definitely saw it. Not in theaters, but I remember watching it. I think I was hanging out with a friend or something, and we just had, I guess, access to it. But man, there were so many parts of this movie that I forgot had happened, and I would have to turn to Jenna and be like, "Hey, a cat gets killed in the next scene. Don't watch." Or yeah. Oh wait.
Broad scale animal death in the film.
Yeah. Before we get too deep into it, I just want to say, sound the alarm.
You're probably not gonna hear that.
The snake
spoiler
alarm,
alert.
Of course.
Spoilers. Yes,
there's going to be plenty of it. Although, as far as plot goes, not a whole lot to be they kind of spoiled their own twist toward the beginning of the movie.
They do.
Anyway.
So, shall I?
Yeah, just go ahead with the synopsis. Go for it.
The movie opens on 3 straight minutes of motocross in Hawaii. Then, the exact same inciting incident as Pineapple Express, as a humble motorcycle white boy, Sean, stumbles onto the scene of a murder at the hands of notorious mobster Mr. Kim, who is currently murdering a prosecutor, presumably on his own criminal cases. Hitmen, sent by Mr. Kim, chase Sean down till he's rescued by Agent Flynn, Sam L. Jackson's most iconic role. He asks Sean to return to LA with him to testify against Mr. Kim. The titular plane is now involved in the plot. We then meet a colorful cast of characters boarding the plane, including some flight attendants, a musical artist and his bodyguards, a misogynistic pilot, a lady with a dog, 2 alone children, and many more. Meanwhile, in the cargo hold of the plane, a mysterious man working for Mr. Kim is spraying down some crates of those Hawaiian flower necklaces with a spray, claiming over the phone, the pheromones will make them go crazy. After the plane is airborne, exactly 23 minutes into the movie, we catch our first glimpse of the titular snakes, which explode out into the plane on a timed delay. The snakes kill a couple misbehaving in the bathroom, bite out some important plane wires, then proceed to go crazy. You simply cannot imagine the amount of heinous things these snakes proceed to do. 45 minutes into the movie, a man shouts, "Snakes!" for the first time. Some FBI agents on the ground, meanwhile, rush to find a snake specialist to give remote snake advice and collect antivenoms for the passengers that have been bitten once the plane lands. Thankfully, Dog Woman has a fancy thing called a camera phone that she uses to send photos of dead snakes to the experts. They track down the LA snake farmer who sold Mr. Kim the exotic snakes, get the anti-venom for the snakes, Sam Jackson says the line, and then explodes all of the snakes out of the plane by shooting the windows. Kenan Thompson lands the plane with the power of video games, and everyone who isn't dead survives. Sean gets a date with a cute flight attendant, and he and Flynn go surfing. Presumably Mr. Kim goes to jail for all the murder and plane snaking, but we do not see it. Cobra Starship proceeds to perform the most awkward music video of all time during the credits.
I'm so glad you added that on the synopsis. It is incredible how many of your notes I have word for word written in mine.
You're serious?
Well, okay, so like aside from like the beginning, I was writing them as I was watching the movie.
Yeah, same.
I just said Sean Jones rides motocross through paradise. Oh no, Asians. But pheromone drive snakes crazy. Let's see. Snakes disable the avionics.
Yeah.
Like, why is that so easy to do?
They hate
Why can
wires.
a snake do it on accident?
They hate wires. Everyone knows this about snakes.
You forgot tase the snakes.
Yep. Sam Jackson has a taser, and he's tasing snakes.
But don't worry, martial arts also works.
Yes, you can martial arts the snakes.
A guy like karate chops a snake.
Whip the snakes around like spaghetti, and that works.
Or hitting the snake button on the microwave.
Yes!
Oh,
you noticed
yeah.
the snake button!
Yeah. Incredible. Xavier, usually you have some stuff about trivia about movies. Did you pull up anything fun?
There was a few things that I noticed. Firstly, this movie was supposed to be PG-13, but then there was so much like fanfare that they went back and added scenes to make it R-rated. So that whole like bathroom scene was an afterthought. And then the line too, the famous line was also done in those reshoots. So
well, that line was put into a fan trailer of that movie.
Yeah.
And
Enough
then Samuel
is
Jackson was like,
enough.
I'll do it.
I have had it with these monkey fighting snakes on this Monday to Friday plane.
Monday to Friday plane. Yes. In my notes, I wrote, he says the thing. Also, something else that Jenna noticed while watching this was turbulence gets real bad inside the plane. But the plane's not really doing a whole lot. And the pilots seem fine. But
there's a direct correlation, if not causation, between how violent the snakes are and how stormy it is outside.
Right, yeah. I also wrote, Kenan Thompson can fly a plane.
I totally
the
forgot
character
Kenan
had a
Thompson
name.
was even in this.
Yeah. Exciting to see. There was a whole like Jurassic Park scene where the character has to go and turn on the breakers, but it was Flynn, who is from Tennessee and didn't notice that the AC was out, has to go fix the AC in the cargo hold of the plane with a flamethrower that they made, and he used it once, which whatever.
Fully killed like 3
killed
snakes with it. It's impressive.
Yeah, they didn't seem bothered until they dropped dead. So
Yes, yeah.
It was weird.
Hey, something else that Jenna pointed out. I don't notice these things. I'm like, stupid movie is stupid. I'm not going to question a lot of things. But whenever Flynn shoots out the window and all the snakes fly out,
Yes.
only one corpse goes with it, and that's the one being eaten by the anaconda.
Yes.
No other bodies are pulled out of that window.
Yeah.
But there's so many dead people on the plane.
Yeah, but they're all buckled in, I guess.
Yeah. Dying makes
Fair.
you heavier.
Right.
Although
death
I
equals
did notice
mass.
that when that corpse flies out in the anaconda's mouth, it seems like the anaconda died trying to eat that guy because he's still hanging out halfway out of this thing's mouth.
It
That's
takes
true.
a while.
I mean, I can't unhinge my job.
He was
but I
still
assume it would take
working
a
on it.
minute. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's chewing.
You know, they just discovered a new species of snake. They found an anaconda that's like 26 feet long, and it's a
Ew.
completely new species. Yeah.
How do you not see that?
Yeah.
Why did it take so long?
Hiding.
There was something else I wanted to say. Oh, the best character in the movie. Who was it? Just in your own opinions, who was it?
The flight attendant, the male flight attendant.
Okay.
I was invested in the male flight attendant very quickly, but I can't. I don't know. It's so many distinct.
Dude, yeah, there were so many characters in this movie.
It's insane.
Like halfway through it, I was like, "Holy crap! We're still following these people. These people died, even though they set up a whole story for them, and then these other people are still surviving, even though they set them up as like shitty people that should have died at the very beginning."
There's literally
too many people.
No way to predict who is going to like actually end up being a heel that dies in this movie. Because it is really random.
The correct answer to the best character is the snake expert. So,
yes, he's the only one who felt like a real person.
Yeah, the only person who had any brain or sense in the movie.
He
shows up and he's like, snakes don't attack people. Why are they attacking people?
Okay, all right, so from that, why... Okay, so they obviously go crazy because they put some kind of pheromone in the huge stack of laces. Why is this plane delivering laces out of Hawaii?
In case of emergency.
Here's the thing. Would it have been cheaper to just put a fucking bomb on the plane?
I got the impression that they were trying to like make it like a secret, like assassination thing so that it couldn't be tied back to Mr. Kim. I thought that's what it was. And then they so easily tied it back to Mr. Kim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of wish the snake farmer had more screen time though. I kind of wish more about him.
Well, we have an opportunity to give him some screen time.
Yeah, he'll have to be a different kind of animal smuggler this time, because obviously snakes didn't work, so we're not doing snakes again. There's also so many different kinds of snakes. Those things would have killed each other before ever getting to any of the passengers. Also, why in the world? I know it's because maybe it's because first class was further away from the storage bay. But why could the snakes not get to first class? Like they popped out of everything on the bottom
but they
side.
could get to the fucking cockpit.
Yeah, which is above first class.
Right.
The way they have it set up. I don't know. There was apparently this movie. It was pitched as a bad movie. It was apparently like
the original script was denied, was rejected by every Hollywood studio. Originally, it was called Venom, which I thought was kind of funny. And it was about
by Eminem in there.
It was about one snake on one plane, and the writer saw aliens and thought, "I need more snakes."
So the name came from like a bad pitching session, with just a bunch of Hollywood colleagues like out for dinner, and they were like, "What's the worst pitch that you can come up with?" And apparently, Snakes on a Plane was bad enough that it.
Also, the name. They wanted to change the name of the movie to the name of the plane. And Samuel L. Jackson put he nipped that in the bud, because in an interview, he said, "I'm working on a project called Snakes on a Plane." And the studio was like, "What the fuck?"
Wasn't the plane called like Hula or something? What was the name of the plane?
It was like South Pacific 121 or something.
Oh.
Their call sign was like Hula something. Yeah.
What a boring name for a plane full of snakes.
Of course. Well, yeah, I mean that was Mr. Jackson's reasoning was like, no, people need to know what they're gonna go watch.
It's immoral to allow otherwise.
Do we want to move forward?
I got something to say about 3Gs. That character.
Yeah, the musician sort of. I presume hip hop. Guy, but we don't hear his music, so maybe that's problematic of me.
No, he does describe like a typical like early 2000s hip hop music video though, when he's talking to Dog Girl. But no, when we first see him, he's like writing his autograph on that woman's.
You say autograph?
Bosom.
Those were little like hieroglyphs.
Okay, so I was like, what the hell is he writing? Like, what the heck is that? It was literally just like 3 little squiggles, and then later I found out his name was Triple G's or whatever.
Yeah. 3Gs.
And I was like,
or 3G.
Oh, yeah, 3G or something like that. But I was like, oh, those were G's. They also made him a germaphobe.
Yes.
Interesting.
For no reason, apparently.
Not super relevant.
No, because they could have done anything with that. They could have had him like he had to save somebody by like pulling them up, but he didn't want to touch him or something. No, and then his redemption is literally just him saying "I'm sorry"
No character
after
arcs
pulling
in
a
the movie.
gun.
No
Like,
one changes or improves or.
Oh yeah, the misogynistic pilot to the very end, like
Great guy,
100%.
terrible man, total hero.
Yeah,
does not change or grow.
Everyone on this flight was terrible, but I also love the fact that when Sean, who is completely useless through this whole movie,
but I forgot he was a character for a minute.
yeah, does nothing until he eventually is like, everyone get up to first class, and then does nothing for the rest of the movie. I forgot.
He's just a quirked up white boy doing his best.
He
You gotta
also
respect it.
has really
that's
small
right.
teeth. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he mentions Samuel Jackson. He's trying to spark up conversation in first class, and he's like, "So how long have you been working with your partner over there?" And he's just like, he has that line. It's like 10 years, 2 whole marriages, whatever. He's like, that's the most badass person I've ever met in my life. The second he does anything in this movie, he sees the snakes, flips out entirely.
Yeah.
And then what does he say? He says what the phobia is called. I can't even remember
Fear of
what
snakes.
it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's just like, it's a fear of snakes. They just had to
All
put it
right.
in the movie somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that guy's also useless. Dies immediately. Just and then some of the characters that die, like the couple that was on their honeymoon.
So nice.
Oh yeah.
So sad.
Yeah.
What if
Just out
they
He
of
was so
nowhere.
scared to be on the plane.
Yeah,
I was like, what?
and I
Why
guarantee
them?
not even scared for snake reasons, and yet
Classic.
But like they die, but like one of the 2 bodyguards to the douchey hip hop artist doesn't like get it. It was so weird the way they picked and choose people who like lived and died.
Yeah.
So we'll have to keep
Yeah.
that in mind for the sequel. Anyone can go.
yeah.
So I did want to pitch to the producer here,
Yes.
with
Impress
the idea that the movie was definitely made around the name.
Yeah.
I do have a list of names that we could go through.
I am so eager to hear. I want to. Sam Jackson has to be in it. I think we need like a Knives Out type. He needs to be like Benoit Blanc encountering various situations each episode or each iteration.
Yeah.
And I want to
Okay.
know what those situations could be.
So you'll understand my format very quickly. But there were 2 aspects that we have to hit, and that's 1, an absurd amount of a potentially dangerous kind of animal, and 2, an elongated isolation due to a specific form of transportation.
Yes.
All right, I have a couple categories here, being terrestrial, aquatic, aerial, and then a few of them that are just for fun. But I do
We need
start
to
small.
boil this down to a science that can
Right.
that can last us 20 sequels if we need to.
Oh, believe me, they're here. The first one in my terrestrial list is, and obviously this is clearly a no, and you're like, some of these are going to be immediate shutdowns. Barnacles on a bicycle. Not a lot happening, I feel.
Now let's sit in
movie.
that for a moment.
We can if you want.
How is this motorcycle or bicycle underwater?
No, but
I'm not
maybe it
interested
was.
then. Move on.
Okay.
Next.
Maybe they work near a dock or something. Here, I got one just to throw out. It just came to me.
Yeah.
Hippos on a barge.
Wait.
Big animal. Hard
Yeah,
to get
yeah.
hard to
Like
fit
a
a lot
lot
of
of
them
them?
on there.
On a barge? On like a huge freighter?
Oh,
Oh.
okay. Well, yeah. Let's pocket that. All
Yeah,
right.
let's keep that in the let's slip that in, put a pin in it.
Because we got to keep in mind that literally Sam Jackson is transporting some witness somewhere on some form of transportation. And so the only 2 things we got to focus on are what can kill them and what are they riding on. So
Okay.
Hippos are very dangerous. They kill
I mean,
more people
statistically-
than almost any other animal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The most dangerous.
And they're not usually on a barge. So no, continue, Roger.
Very rarely. Bats in a taxi. Now I understand this is pretty small scale.
he just needs to be at the courthouse by a certain amount of time. take place in Austin, Texas.
There you go. Lots of bats in Austin.
Consider maybe it's the cash cab, so you can have sort of
Ben
trivia
Bailey
segments.
is doing trivia as bats are flying around. Let's see. It's also safe to assume that the animals that we introduce have been agitated in some way, be it chemically or emotionally, what have you.
You know, it has to be
one,
the most buck wild possible behavior.
Now, this one kind of moves in the wrong direction, and I apologize for that. But in naming of these movies, I did also want to imply not a rhyming scheme, but a phonetically pleasing scheme. And the only thing I could come up, is bugs on a bus. What kind of bugs really depends. If it's mosquitoes, I feel like that's a problem. But like, what's stopping people from getting off the bus?
Well, what was stopping them from getting off the bus on speed?
Yeah, if they slow down below a certain thing,
right.
The bus unleashes more bugs for each slower amount you get.
Malaria!
It's like there's like several stages of bugs that unleash at different points. So it's like a gauntlet situation.
The CGI in Snakes on a Plane was atrocious, and I feel like CGIing a bunch of bugs would be even better. This one's going to be kind of confusing because it's really going to affect a fear factor of a very specific niche amount of society. Cranes on a train.
Cranes!
Yeah, like whooping cranes. Those are endangered, so we probably shouldn't use them. But the endangered angle, it could be a reason that they're so mad.
Could be a reason why they can't fight back.
You're implying an internal motivation to the cranes.
Yeah.
This is malevolent in a way.
Xavier hit it on the head. You can't defend yourself. That's a crime.
That's illegal. So it's all avoidance. Except for that one freak who just loves killing animals.
He has a machete.
Wait,
and
what was the vehicle in that one? A train? Okay, yeah.
A train.
I guess you could.
Trains and cranes historically occupy the same types of areas.
Easily. The next one has its obvious issues. It sounds more of a YouTube short than a movie. But Rams on a Tram. Not a lot of trams going around unless you're in like San Francisco. And Rams are quite large, so I'm not sure how many we could fit in there and make it,
Now, bear in mind, they made this a very large plane in Snakes on the Plane. The amount of space in this plane.
Not only a large plane, like maybe 50 people on it.
Yeah.
No, way more than 50. They said over the intercom thing that 50 people had died by the time the rest of them had escaped to first class.
Right. Well, there was only 13 people in first class, so,
Well, they do have that shoehorned in line that was like, it's not a lot of people on this plane, huh? It's a red eye.
That is true, yes.
Yeah.
The next one, I could understand why you would ixnay this immediately, but I was still trying to think of vehicles past tram, and gondola came up, so koalas on a gondola. It would be kind of a slow burn, because they carry a lot of STDs. Maybe
Koalas?
There's an angle there. Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Koala bears have, like, chlamydia a lot. Yeah, I'm sorry that you had to find out here.
I guess I had to learn someday.
I think it was one of the Jonas Brothers that
got chlamydia to the koalas?
The other way around, ding dong.
Oh! Don't touch those koalas,
sure
Nick Jonas.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he got it. I think he took a picture with one, and people were like, "That's how you get." They were like, freaking out.
I was one of those people then.
But I like the idea of how, of all the creatures in Australia that can kill you, they get stuck in a gondola with some koalas.
Yeah, and how did they get there? That's a big question for a lot of these. We can move on to our aquatic settings now. Yeah. The first one is very simple.
I want to suggest one myself. Yes. This isn't my job, but we could take advantage of the recent public domaining of Steamboat Willie and do Rats on a Steamship.
I feel like that was a real problem that we had for a long stretch of history.
Yeah, but they weren't. But the pheromones make them go crazy, Roger.
Yes, you're right. I didn't think.
But
about that.
It can't be that. But continue. I'm interested in aquatic.
Also, Mickey Mouse, he's a mouse. So That's slander right there.
Mice on a steam.
They're
Disney's
going to come
Mice on a
after us
Steamboat has
now.
no
Yeah.
ring to
They
it.
got snipers. I tried to start small with aquatic, but there's a lot of small aquatic things like canoe, and that wasn't really
Kayak.
working. So I started with a single goat on a sailboat, which I can understand that maybe
He
That's
might
just a
knock you
fun-
off.
Hey,
That-
they have
that-
those little horns. It could,
yeah,
They can
they
get
could
deadly
do
pretty
a
quickly.
little bit of damage.
and they scream. That'd be terrifying.
Yeah.
Anyway, we have one that goes a bit bigger. That's ferrets on a ferry, but that does just sound very fun.
Sounds nice.
Yeah,
I
but like
do
imagine
that.
a lot of ferrets.
That's more of a sequel to the Jungle Cruise, I think.
I didn't see the Jungle Cruise.
Me neither.
Oh, good. Yaks on a yacht. I wrote here, are yaks dangerous? So,
There's an interesting trend here towards alliteration, which, Roger, I have to point out that Snakes on a Plane doesn't do.
didn't do. No, I understand. But here's
It has
I'll
the
break-
repeated vowel sound, but
I'll break this trend by saying Roos on a cruise. It's a bunch of kangaroos that get real mad about stuff. And they're on a carnival
Kangaroos.
cruise.
that's
I wanna know why.
promising.
I just want to know why Agent Flynn is transporting a witness on a cruise to wherever they need to
Well,
go.
he's learned to relax at the end of the
Right,
first
because
movie.
of the surfing.
Because of the surfing. So he's learned how to live, as Sean.
Yeah, maybe he's not transporting
proposes.
anyone, right?
Maybe he's on vacation.
Maybe he is on vacation.
You know what?
And someone's trying to kill him.
That's a
Yeah.
good continuation of the sort of character arc. What little there is, him surfing. I like Roos as a setting. Roos, we might get into Kangaroo Jack territory if we have too many sort of boxing kangaroos.
That's true. But imagine the first scene where someone gets kicked off of the side of a cruise ship and then chopped up by the propellers.
Let's percolate on Roos on a cruise for a
Okay.
second. How are some ways that people could get murdered by kangaroos? I don't want to start with Xavier.
Okay.
Punched, kicked, suffocated in their little pouch. Getting spat. I feel like kangaroos spit.
They're not
I
llamas.
don't know. Maybe they get blinded and again trip over the edge. A lot of people are going to fall over the edge. Is what I would imagine.
There's a sort of no, Roger. You suggest. What do you got? How do you envision some kangaroos inflict? And remember, they've been altered so that they go crazy.
Right. I think
You know what though? Hold on, before you continue, if we went the kangaroo route, that'd be a reason to bring back the kickboxer who didn't do anything in the first movie.
who did
Oh,
who punched
nothing.
one snake.
He punched
one
one
snake.
snake and carried
Yeah.
that girl, and that was it. But he can
I
actually
really
like
thought he was gonna be
kickbox some
relevant.
kangaroos.
Mhm.
No, not at all.
I love in that scene when he's like, "Get on my back." It's safer that way.
And then he just
And then
kind of
there's the most
hobbles slowly.
Yeah.
awkward little run.
And like
to-
she protects him with her purse. Anyway.
yeah.
So I don't know if you've ever seen videos or like heard reports about kangaroos. They're pretty jacked, and they got
Yeah.
claws.
Yeah.
Any number of things can send people off of the second, third, fourth deck of a Carnival cruise ship. Kangaroos playing Mario and everyone's a Goomba, like that's dangerous.
Horrible thing to say. Love it.
So, I do like I really like the idea of someone suffocating in a kangaroo pouch. Just to
I
have
like
their dead body flop around with their head stuck in the.
You can do a lot with the pouch, really. imagine like there's been some like sort of like off-screen slasher film murders with the kangaroos before it all goes really bad, and then there's a big crowd all in like the pool deck, and a kangaroo just jumps out, and everyone's like, "Oh, a kangaroo! Oh!" And everyone's like, "Oh, it's so cute." And then the kangaroo reaches into their pouch and pulls out a severed head.
A head, exactly.
And then everyone starts freaking out, and then all the kangaroos are bursting up from the floorboards. They're climbing out of the pool. They're using tools.
And so, because he's on vacation, if we're going with this, he didn't get to bring a gun or like a service weapon of any kind. Because I don't want to say this out loud, you can just shoot kangaroos. I feel like that's something that, is that illegal? Well, I don't know anything about it.
I mean, they do way worse to snakes.
Kangaroos,
so.
Kangaroos are like, I think he means, kangaroos are they endangered? Like they're like deer. Yeah, you can kill them.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Hit them with your car.
I'm pretty sure
whatever you want to do.
They have like a hunting season for them and stuff. I mean, they eat them in Australia. So
do they really?
Yeah.
You think it's good?
I know it's
probably
good.
Like deer.
Oh shit! Okay.
Have you had some on a cruise before, Jet?
Have I had some? Have
you had kangaroos on a cruise?
Have I? I have not dined on the native fauna of Australia while on a cruise. The only cruise I've been on was a cruise themed after the band Kiss. I was on the Kiss cruise.
Of course.
Yeah.
For anyone who doesn't know, who is listening, Jet is part of a band, and the overall sound of it, Xavier and I have seen them live.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
we
watched them the night.
Kiss.
We watched you guys live the night that Trump won the presidency.
Oh God!
Yeah.
Ugh! Whoa! No!
What a wild memory.
Oh, man!
Yeah, we went to a Whataburger afterwards,
West.
and then, yeah.
Yeah! Oh, woof!
Huh.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild.
A bad experience, terrible. Don't go watch their band. Something else bad might happen.
Yeah, that's true. Especially in some preliminaries.
No, they're pretty good.
No, yeah, definitely. What is... Then He Gets You? What is that called?
He Growls is the name.
He Growls! That's the song.
I need to send you our new song. We did a song that's themed after Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah, I saw it on
called
Facebook.
Johnny's Got the Keys is the name of the song. Anyway.
Okay, so I do want to like hold on to that. I just have a few more I want to run through.
Yeah.
My last aquatic one is Wolverines on a Submarine.
Do they have a healing factor?
Oh, I wasn't thinking the character, but could you imagine a lot of them?
At least one of them has an adamantium skeleton. And you don't know which.
And Wolverine,
but Sam Jackson has to fight them at the end in the power loader.
But like, I feel like a submarine would be a good confined location.
Yeah.
Maybe they lost their aquatiotics. I don't know the water version of avionics. And they're stuck underwater.
To that little submarine that got lost.
Yeah, I really wouldn't know how to put Agent Flynn on a submarine, though. I'm not sure.
Well, he's a federal agent, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, they just throw him wherever they need him.
I guess.
Hey,
but that
Snakes on a Plane didn't make any sense. Our movie doesn't have to make any sense.
I have to stop thinking about something making sense.
Trying to rationalize this too much. The question is, right, really is, how good of a clickbait? Because we're trying to think about, like, how good of a movie could you make out of this? How good of a clickbait is Wolverines on a submarine? Right? When you think Snakes on a Plane, you visualize at least 3 things that are slightly interesting. And
okay, let's do it this way. What are 2 things that people are afraid of? What's an animal people are afraid of and a mode of transportation people are afraid of? Because I think that's what Snakes on a Plane ultimately was, yeah?
I'm glad you said that, because my first in the aerial line is spiders on a glider. Now, I understand the cast would be quite small.
The whole movie is them base jumping off of a cliff to get away from someone and then having to deal with the
Yeah,
spiders as they
yeah.
reach the ground. Prolong that somehow to an hour
Definitely
and a
a
half.
lack of spiders. Or a lack of characters, I should say. Baboons on a balloon. I feel like that movie would be over too quickly. In like a hot air balloon. Chimps on a blimp. Where do you find a blimp? There's not many of those going around.
Not a lot, only in Gotham.
Where's
Maybe
the good year?
a possible period piece, though, with chimps on a blimp. It could
Maybe
be
that's maybe that's how the Hindenburg actually.
Yeah, I was about to say.
It was all chimps. They filled the balloon with chimps.
Yeah, but we
This-
don't advertise that at all. We find out at the end that it was called the Hindenburg.
It'd be like
Right,
that.
that's because it was originally going to be titled the Hindenburg after the name of the vessel, but
yeah, of
they
course.
changed it because Sam Jackson in the interview
Sam L.
process
Jackson.
said that he was working on chimps on a blimp and
Yes.
promising. Chimps are scary.
Roger, I love
I've seen no.
how I love how we spent the last 10 minutes just going over names.
I mean, there's not going to be much substance to the movie, Xavier.
This next one kind of moves in the opposite direction, and I apologize. But lobsters on a chopper. I couldn't think of anything to rhyme with helicopter, and that's on me.
Lobsters.
And it does sound like more of an inconvenience than a movie.
Yeah, all these
And, like,
lobsters.
And the end of this, and this could be a political action, starring Harrison Ford with like a bodyguard in Sam L. Jackson, but is carnivore fun on Air Force One, and you could choose any carnivore really.
Tigers.
Hyenas, yeah, small cats.
You know what? That kind of gives me an idea. With kind of a play on that, jungle on a cruise, but it's all the jungle predators that you can think of, like lions and hippos and bamboos and all that stuff.
What if the cruise that Agent Flynn goes on has a zoo exhibit of jungle creatures that are 1, agitated, and 2, released?
They're very seasick, and they need to get out.
As expected.
We risk Jurassic Park. That's one of the big differences between Snakes on a Plane and Jurassic Park. Is Jurassic Park is about the folly of man's own need for control over the natural world. Snakes on a Plane is about a mean guy who puts some snakes on a plane. And
That's
I
how
don't
they
want to
describe
get deeper than
Eddie
that.
Kim he's a mean guy.
He's a mean guy.
But
I have
also, Snakes
two
on
more...
a Plane doesn't kill Sam Jackson. So, yeah, go ahead.
That's
Okay.
so
Right
true.
now-
I do have 2 more. They're just for
Right
fun.
now,
So we can...
I'm really leaning towards Roos on a Cruise and
Okay.
Chimps on a Blimp. Those are strong to me.
Okay. The first fun one I have is in space. Cocks on a Rocket. It's just a bunch of roosters that I guess are underfed maybe, and they were put
they go
on a
crazy.
rocket ship, and they're nuts. Anti-gravity chickens sounds kind of scary. Anyway, the next one is a musical, and it is called Snakes on Jefferson Airplane.
Oh, you can bring in all of everyone's favorite Jefferson Airplane hits that everyone knows.
Everyone is a fan of them.
Consider this, right? Here's a scary animal: the nefarious anglerfish.
Are there any reported attacks of anglerfish on people?
You'd think not.
Are you going to tell me otherwise?
No, you're right.
Oh, okay.
You're completely correct.
Let's see. Hold on.
It would be a lot of flopping. But sometimes
plenty of flopping.
the teeth.
But I'm pretty sure anglerfish have to live at a certain pressure in the ocean. So
You'd
they're
think
like,
that.
That's
You'd
what
be
the
right.
narration keeps doing. Like a scientist character is just like,
You'd think that. Never expositing, never clarifying.
No. What are you thinking, Xavier?
I was trying to think of some mode of transportation that an angler could be on. But at this point, I'm also leaning more towards kangaroos on a cruise.
Yeah.
Roos on a cruise.
Cruise on a cruise.
I think it trails very well. You get the thing that's interesting about snakes, right, is you can make them do all kinds of preposterous things that a snake would never do because they have that shape, right? A snake can slither out of someone's mouth or come up out of a toilet, right? There's all of these mechanical elements of a snake that you can do a lot of gimmicks with. And I feel like kangaroos are similar. They've got the pouch, they've got the tail, powerful legs, muscular. There's a lot to play with.
I think for the first time in history, the utterance of kangaroos are very similar to snakes was said today on this podcast.
Many such cases.
Making history here. All right, let's go with that because we have now maybe 15 minutes to get an actual
that's
plot
fine.
set up
I'm
for
so
this.
fine with that.
Roos on a cruise. Sam Jackson, he's on a boat. He's relaxing. He's learned. How's this kick
Is he
off?
relaxing with the flight attendant?
Oh yeah,
Because
the flight attendant
they were
going to
go get dinner. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think she was retiring or maybe getting a different job. I don't know. After that flight, she needs to relax too.
Of course.
Maybe this is, they went to Bali so he can learn how to surf. And now this is the cruise that they're taking back.
Okay.
So as much as I didn't want Sean to be in this movie, he's there too. Maybe he can actually die this time.
I was going to say,
nobody
can he
wants
be the
him
first
around.
person to die?
Yeah.
I'd love that.
It's and I'm guessing because this movie doesn't need to have so much or any substance whatsoever. It's just some of Kim's guys trying to get revenge. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it has to have. There has to be a reason and a method why the Roos are on the cruise. That's all that's absolutely necessitated.
We also didn't consider what if the sequel was the court case.
Interesting.
It's a court drama, and on a cruise ship.
Interesting.
And it's a kangaroo court. Ah, I'm doing it. And no, I lost it. Sorry.
Kim has escaped U.S. justice so many times that they had to take him out of the U.S. federal penal system and into international waters so that he can actually face some sort of justice.
He's
and that's
on
why they're
the
holding
boat
this
time.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Okay. Do we think that the kangaroos were like being sent to a zoo somewhere?
Well, how many kangaroos are we talking here?
I think an absurd amount, right?
It has to be at least as many kangaroos as there are people on the boat.
Yeah, like, how many people does a cruise ship hold? Like 50?
Well, time to...
No.
Perhaps a section of the boat
now.
has been sectioned off like first class, but for the kangaroos. And that's
kangaroo
how they're
class.
Yeah, kangaroo class.
Right.
My new Disney Channel
so
animated
a cruise ship
series.
can hold about 3,000 people. So if we have 3,000 kangaroos, that's pretty wild. When I gotta see how many kangaroos.
It would also give an opportunity to the martial arts character to go toe to toe with some kangaroos, and I think that would be a pretty fun sequence.
And there are about 500 million kangaroos in Australia, so I think we can manage about.
Yeah, we got plenty to spare. We got Roos out the hoo-ha, okay?
Okay, so everybody who survived this plane, they're having like a little reunion. Actually, they're all there to testify against Kim because they were all victims of him, right?
The 3,000 people?
No, the characters who survived the first movie. That way we can have the kickboxer there as well.
They are subsequently pressing charges.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So, because
like
Kim obviously, the FBI agent had that line who was like, ask him what he prefers, gas or injection or whatever, because they were going for the death penalty. And this is that trial. So those people have to be here to testify against him, and then they're all going to start dying because who cares about any of these people, right?
Yeah.
First one to go is Sean. Screw Sean. He was only important in the first trial, anyways.
He's the one whose
they have
head
this whole
ends up
snake
in the
thing.
pouch.
Yeah,
It was Sean's head. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh, he brought his dirt bike, and there could be a scene with a kangaroo riding a dirt
Riding
bike
a
through
motocross
crowd of
cycle,
people.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, it got it from the cargo hold. This is good. I don't want to know yet why the kangaroos are on the ship. I don't want to decide that. That needs to be revealed. Like, start of the third act, we find out why the kangaroos are here. So don't tell me that. Just tell me some stuff that happens. Right? There's Roos on the cruise. Sam Jackson is there. The flight attendant is there. He's trying to relax. The Roos are here. What happens?
I think in the beginning there should be like at least hints of like an education to what kangaroos are and what they're about. Like maybe someone's watching on the TV like of a lounge or something,
Edutainment.
a documentary about kangaroos and how kangaroos cannot walk backwards. This is a true thing.
Okay.
Their tails get in the way.
Right. Their bodies do not allow them to walk backwards, and that is remembered later by a character who's like, am I stealing this joke? I feel like I've heard this before.
Just
It's
go
like,
for
get
it.
behind him! What is that? Holy shit.
Could be Kangaroo Jack, everyone's favorite movie.
Okay, so Sean, the guy who plays Sean, looks a lot like the actor from Kangaroo Jack. And I'm going to struggle remembering that actor's name. But literally for the first 15 minutes of Snakes on a Plane, I was like, is that the dude from Kangaroo Jack? So
Wow.
I'm glad this is coming around full circle.
Yeah.
It's not the dude, but...
No, it's not.
Jerry O'Connell. That's what I was thinking of. Maybe this could be a tie-in to Kangaroo Jack. We tied Inception to The Matrix last time. This time, Kangaroo Jack.
Jack, similarly, unexpectedly a crime film.
Yeah. Yeah, it was, I was like 9 when I went to go see that movie, so...
All right. So here's what I want. Here's my demands. Third act of this film, the true villain is revealed as Kangaroo Jack.
Oh, the Kangaroo Jack.
Kangaroo Jack.
Who were the bad guys in Kangaroo Jack?
I think it was drugs. I think it was like a drug smuggling
Christopher
thing.
Walken.
And they'd like
was in
hidden
it.
like drugs or maybe diamonds in this kangaroo's hoodie.
Salvatore Salmaggio, played by Christopher Walken.
Excellent.
Yes, yeah. So Christopher Walken makes an appearance in this, and he's like, I don't remember anything about about Kangaroo Jack.
Now maybe Samurai Jack is there.
Yeah, Samurai Jack can make an appearance too. But we'll tie this in to Kangaroo Jack with Christopher Walken, and the titular Kangaroo Jack was among these kangaroos jacking people up, and that's why he's so abhorrent
Jacked.
in Kangaroo Jack.
I think. Oh my god! You know what? I know what it is. I know I'm the producer, and it's. But I do have an idea to tie this all together.
Oh, can we add a moment in the film where everyone is blown away by an iPhone?
I can send pictures with this.
I can send pictures and emails and texts.
This does all three.
Well, yeah, because this doesn't
I-
take place long after the previous. Snakes
Yeah, the
on a
first movie
Plane.
was 2006. Now it's 2007. The iPhone literally just came out. So
Yeah, it's all changing. What if? I'm assuming a lot about Kangaroo Jack here, but Christopher Walken is the villain of that, right? He's like
As far as
the
I know.
bad guy who's involved in the crimes.
from what I can remember, not much about that movie. I don't remember anything about Kangaroo Jack. Oh no.
Two friends from Brooklyn, Jerry O'Connell, played by Anthony Anderson. Oh, wait, no, Jerry O'Connell and Anthony Anderson are forced to deliver mob money to Australia. Their misadventures begin when one of them places his red jacket on a kangaroo while attempting to snap a picture. When the kangaroo bounces off, they realize the mob money is in the jacket and are forced to give chase through the outback.
I think Christopher Walken, lead head of a separate mob from Mr. Kim, a rival to Mr. Kim, has unrelated, right? You learn this after countless hundreds of people have been killed in creative ways by kangaroos who are incredibly violent and hyper for no conceivable reason.
Yep.
You realize as perhaps how would Sam Jackson cut open a kangaroo?
Like a tauntaun.
Yeah.
With a lightsaber.
You know what, maybe...
My thought here, Sam Jackson cuts open a kangaroo in a violent death, and they are stuffed full of cocaine that is making them go crazy.
Oh.
Because Christopher Walken, after the events of Kangaroo Jack, has realized that kangaroos are actually a very effective means of smuggling contraband. And has filled this cruise ship with kangaroos.
And they're
full
very
of
hard to
cocaine. Yes.
Yeah, as they learned from Kangaroo Jack. Yeah.
With all that in mind, how does this all wrap up, boys? We've got the villain. We've got some coked up Roos being murderous on this cruise ship. It affects them in strange ways. How do they survive? How do they defeat the Roos and get Mr. Kim to trial or whatever?
I think the way to survive a kangaroo is to befriend it in such a way that makes it think that you are its child. So you have to hop in that pouch yourself and then steer it from the inside as if it is a mech.
Kangaroo mech.
Kangaroo mech.
They befriend a handful and do just that, and so the rest of the movie is kangaroo mech against kangaroos, and they're literally just kickboxing their way through these kangaroos to get to
and mobsters
to get to the
yeah, what's that called, Xavier? Don't you say a fucking word, Xavier. What's it called?
I don't know, the
place where you pilot a ship. Tell me.
The helm. The poop deck. I don't know.
Yeah, you're not. I mean, that's not incorrect.
Shoot, no, I don't know. Especially on a modern day ship. But yeah, they're trying to get there because the entire crew has been obliterated by these kangaroos. And then when they get there, the entire all the windows are splattered in blood. That just got up to me. All the windows are splattered in blood, and they got to figure out how to clean off all this human blood and steer the ship into the proper canals that they're headed for or whatever. But yeah, I think ultimately the climax is going to be Roo on Roo combat.
Roo on Roo combat. Now, Sam Jackson. Now, does he fit into the pouch, or is he like on the back of perhaps Kangaroo Jack himself, like hands in the pouch steering?
Well, how big can a kangaroo get, and how big is
How
Sam
big do you
Jackson?
want it to be?
Okay, hold on. I'll Google this. Kangaroo pouch.
Maximum capacity.
That Google result is
what
the
comes
most
up.
boring I've ever seen.
Wow.
Okay, so they can get up to 8 feet tall. So, let's see. How tall is
I think you could get about half in.
Jackson?
How much volume can
Sam
a
Jackson
kangaroo
is
pouch
6'2".
hold?
So,
Sam Jackson is 6'2"?
yeah.
Dang!
Oh, man. And he's got that beer belly now, so I'd love to see how far a kangaroo pouch can stretch.
That's really excellent.
And you know what? Having all the former characters from the first movie allows us to not have to write in more boring characters.
No,
That's
they
true.
just continue to be here and not change or be challenged in any meaningful way.
Oh, but you know what that means? The snake expert also has to testify, which means he's stuck on this cruise as well with the kangaroos.
He doesn't know anything about kangaroos. He's so out of depth.
His entire character, the whole time, he's in his cabin doing research, trying to avoid the Roos breaking down his door.
Yeah.
Okay.
Roger, what do you find?
Man, I found some confusing stuff. I'm going to be honest here. Okay. A kangaroo pouch is a soft, hairless, and also very warm place. Typically, the temperature in a kangaroo's pouch is around 105 degrees Fahrenheit, which is
You've
perfect
convinced
for
me.
keeping. Yeah, which is
I'm
perfect for
in.
keeping the hairless Joey cozy and warm. The fleshy pocket, which gross way to say that, is typically stretchy enough to hold a 13-pound juvenile kangaroo, and slightly sticky. Okay. But this article goes on to tell me what they smell like.
How does cocaine affect them?
God, okay. How would cocaine affect
a kangaroo?
a kangaroo? I'm gonna be put on a watch list for this.
In Australia, anyways.
I can't
Also, I
tell
don't
you.
know
I
if you
will
guys-
say, the first hit on this was Coca-Cola and kangaroos. Not sure what they have to do with each other.
They use the kangaroo instead of the polar bear down there.
Polar
That
bears
does make
on
sense.
the Polar Express.
Oh, now we got to make this movie. All right.
This could potentially be an endless amount of sequels. So, yeah. So we have to wrap this up.
Yeah.
We have to come up with something for me to write for this. Jeez.
I want to know. I want the scene that comes right before Sam Jackson does his cool stuff, perhaps piloting a kangaroo from within the pouch. I don't know. We might be able to pull it off. Maybe Kangaroo Jack has undergone some intense mutations since previously. I want to know in what situation he says whatever his iconic line for this film is.
Here's
and
what I'll say.
That's what you're writing.
Christopher Walken is sitting behind a desk and he's asking his men, why hasn't the FBI agent been found yet? Where is Agent Flynn? Where is Agent Flynn?
Thank you.
And through the door, a kangaroo on its tail kicks open the double doors and they fly off their hinges, and all the armed men point their guns at the kangaroo, and there's a standstill and everyone's quiet. And then
Christopher Walken is probably like, wait, don't shoot.
No,
that's
please.
one of my cocaine ruse.
Yeah. And
You'll
then
hurt the merchandise.
they all put their guns down, and a moment of silence passes, and then from the pouch appears Samuel Jackson with two guns. And I don't know what he says.
Figure it out.
Pouch, potato. I'm trying to think of things that rhyme with pouch. He gives a line and he shoots away.
He just gives the line of the movie. He's like, I had it with these mother flipping Roos on this Monday to Friday cruise.
Yeah.
And then starts blasting, you know?
Yeah, he and I started blasting. Yeah. So I mean that's just my idea.
But obviously he doesn't hit Christopher Walken because it needs to lead in to Kangaroo Jack or its sequel, which apparently there's an animated sequel to Kangaroo Jack. So
I learned way more about kangaroos than I ever wanted.
We're sort of building up a cinematic universe here, right? We've got Kangaroo Jack. We've got
the KJCU.
The KJCU, the Kangaroo Jack Cinematic Universe. I'm all about it. Well, to summarize, may I?
Please.
Yeah, please.
So, boys, you come to my desk with this preposterous idea. So what you're telling me is Sam Jackson has learned to relax with the help of Sean, the quirked-up white boy from the previous film. And the two of them, along with the flight attendant from the previous film, are on a cruise hanging out, overseeing the transport of Mr. Eddie Kim, the villain of the previous movie, who is on his way to trial as we speak. Or maybe he's already been convicted. I don't know the exact legal situation there, but either way, he's being brought on board this cruise ship because Flynn would have it no other way. He needs to keep an eye on this guy. He knows he's slippery. So they're on this cruise. Everything's going great until crew members start to mysteriously disappear as they investigate the aft portion of the ship. It's all going fine. Everyone's relaxing by the pool in a big crowd, and then a kangaroo hops out from nowhere, and everyone's like, "Oh, what a cute kangaroo. I'm loving it." And then the kangaroo stops, reaches down into his pouch. Sean's been missing by this point, probably went to ask something of someone. Kangaroo pulls out the head of Sean from his pouch and throws it into Sam L. Jackson's lap. Everyone starts panicking, running around, and what ensues is an hour and 30 minutes straight of kangaroo on human violence. They're kicking them off the side. They're grabbing knives. They're clawing. They're punching heads off of shoulders. They're stuffing people into their pouches until they liquefy. It's real bad.
They're like the velociraptors from Jurassic World. They're just learning things. They're learning how to pick up guns and start blasting people. I don't know where they're getting these guns from, but yeah.
At first, Sam Jackson presumes, well, this must be, again, the work of the sadistic Mr. Eddie Kim, mobster. So he goes to where Eddie Kim is being held, and the kangaroos have already killed him. And you realize, he would never endanger himself. And he finds on the corpse of Mr. Kim a letter that says, "Christopher Walken's character from Kangaroo Jack sends his regards."
Says exactly that.
Yes.
Everyone's dying. Sam Jackson is one of the very few remaining survivors, and he says if any of this is going to come to justice, I need to land this mother effing cruise ship. Fights his way up into the bridge, wink, of the ship, clears blood off of the windows. All of the crew is dead, and he single-handedly pilots the cruise ship back to the land, but the cruise ship crashes on the beach, and we think it's all over, it's all dead. He's failed. Then, and at some point he learns that there's cocaine in the kangaroos, and it's this drug smuggling thing. Then we cut to the office of Christopher Walken, rival gangster. And one of these kangaroos arrives at the door.
Hold on, wait. Is this a separate office or is this on the cruise ship?
No, it's not on the cruise ship.
I love the idea that the cruise is now like all messed up. And he just shows up at a random building with these kangaroos.
Yeah, absolutely. No, we think it's all over. It's a fake out. All has turned to the worst possible of timelines. We think it's all over. Most of the kangaroos are dead. Christopher Walken's dead. Or not Christopher Walken, but we think Sam Jackson's dead. Doors burst open off the hinges. It's Kangaroo Jack in his signature hoodie. He was on the ship the whole time. The guards pull out their guns to shoot, and Christopher Walken says, Wait, don't shoot. It's one of my cocaine roos. And he has the last of my merchandise. They succeeded in defeating my political rival, Eddie Kim. But now, all of the cocaine is in the ocean. Don't shoot! And the guards are like, okay. And they lower their guns and put them back in their holsters. And just in this moment, bursting out of perhaps the pouch, perhaps the ribcage of Kangaroo Jack, is Sam Jackson with 2 pistols. He says, enough is enough. I've had it with these mother effing roos on this mother effing cruise. Blows away the guards. Points his last gun at Christopher Walken and says,
I'm walking here. Blam.
he's a man of the law. He's going to arrest him. You know what? I think he points his gun and says, do exactly what I say if you want to live.
Yeah, we
his
gotta
signature
bring it
line
back.
from the previous movie. And we roll credits.
Don't forget the music video at the end.
And then we play a new
Imagine
music
Dragons.
video by
Or Bad
Imagine
Analogy.
Dragons.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Bad Analogy could do it.
Everyone who wants to be my kangaroo.
With a completely random video that has nothing to do with the actual movie itself.
It's called Rude Kangaroo.
I like it, boys. I think it's a fine idea for a film. I think everyone will see it. We'll make $1 bajillion. And the clean version for television airing will be so memeable, we'll have a viral hit on our hands. Greenlit!
The TNT version will be 45 minutes shorter. Do y'all have movies for the next episode? For the next episode, my pick is a movie called Fresh. I just watched this movie, I don't want to say recently, but semi-recently, and it is begging for a sequel. Directed by Mimi Cave, I think that's how you pronounce her name, starring Daisy Edgar-Jones and Sebastian Stan. The premise is, after quitting dating apps, a woman meets a supposedly perfect man and accepts his invitation to a romantic weekend getaway, only to find that her new paramour has been hiding some unusual appetites.
I really want to do a Liam Neeson movie, so let me.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Go through a list of them real quick. God, what was the one that I like tried to recap for you, Roger? Like back during quarantine, it was so bad. It was one of the few movies that was released alongside Tenet. Whenever they started opening up movie theaters again.
Oh,
it's Honest Thief. Wanting to lead an honest life, a notorious bank robber turns himself in, only to be double-crossed by two ruthless FBI agents, starring Liam Neeson, Kate Walsh, and Jeffrey Donovan.
Okay, my pick for next time, and we'll see what we end up watching. I want to do Moonfall from 2022. Okay. The world stands on the brink of annihilation when a mysterious force knocks the moon from its orbit and sends it hurtling towards Earth on a collision course. With only weeks before impact, a NASA executive teams up with a man from her past and a conspiracy theorist for an impossible mission into space to save humanity.
God, I really hope that doesn't win
coming out
because I saw that
Moonfall?
and it was freaking terrible. Yeah.
Moonfall.
Oh man, it's from the same director as Day After Tomorrow, Independence Day.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it's Roland Emmerich.
Yes, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Cool beans.
Well, yeah. All right.
So if you want to follow us on social media, most of that is part2_pod, unless you're going to Facebook, which is the long version, but without all three periods at the end.
Yes, and if you want to vote on the poll to decide what movie we are going to watch next, the 3 movies we suggested are going up on a poll on my YouTube channel community page, youtube.com/JetCuso. As soon as this goes live, you can find it there and decide how we're going to self-immolate next week.
Yeah.
Good.
Wait, Roger, you said you saw Fresh, right?
I have seen Fresh, yes.
Is it worth watching again?
Yeah, I actually really enjoyed it.
Okay, all right. Well, maybe one of them will be enjoyable then. So, all right. Well, anything else, guys?
That's all for me. Excellent work. I'm so excited to see this flick in production. Once we get to it.
Yeah.
Roos on a cruise.
Yeah, we just gotta get to Samuel Jackson. Hopefully, just the name alone works for him because we could write the actual movie later. Yeah.
We'll get him in on the writing team.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Jet, close the show.
Thank you so much, everybody, for listening. Please be sure to vote on which movie you'd like us to sequelize next. And as always, this has been Part 2.
The sequel.
Continued.
Snakes on a plane.
What was the terrible song at the end of that movie?
Bring it
out alive, kissing goodbye.
It made no sense.
In your eyes.
How do you know that so well?
It's been in my head all day.